Parashat Shemot is the week where, if the kids had been in school this week, they'd come home from kindergarten with this long cardboard cutout arm. And we'd know straight away that this was coming from the famous comment made by Rashi, quoting the Midrash, that this is the arm of the daughter of Paro, which miraculously extended. So Moshe is put in the Teva and he's put in the river Nile, and the daughter of Pharaoh comes to bathe in the Nile. The pasuk says, "Vateira et hativa betoch hasuf." She sees this little box with a little child in it, in the bulrushes there. Vatishlach et amata vatikacheha. Now, the plain pshat of this pasuk is, of course, she sent her maidservant. Amata is her maidservant, and she sent her maidservant to go and fetch the child. But the Midrash interprets this differently and uses the expression amah to mean something else, which means the arm. That's where we get the measurement of an amah it's the forearm. So amah also means an arm. So the rabbis read vatishlach et amata vatikacheha, her arm miraculously stretched out from this position that she was in so that she could reach the child. And that's what the children come home with, this long cutout arm. And it's all, this is, every child knows this Midrash. Now, Midrash sometimes gets a bad reputation because people come along and say, hang on a minute, this doesn't make any sense. Why can't they just leave it as it is? Quite simply, Pharaoh sent her daughter, Pharaoh's daughter sent her maidservant to go and get the child. Now, if it really happened the way the Midrash says, it's not meant to be taken literally, but if it really did, and you're Pharaoh's daughter, and suddenly your arm extends to 20 foot long, what you're going to do? You're going to start running back saying, help, something's happened to my arm, my arm's gone crazy. It's not just something that you're just going to say, oh, well, that's good, my arm's extended by 20 feet. So it's a little bit something, we've got to do something else in this. What's the Midrash getting at here? And I think it's like this. So imagine that you are the daughter of Pharaoh. Here you are, you come along and you see this little baby and you have compassion upon the baby. But you know what? You're a little bit nervous because after all, this is a Jewish child, and you go and send your servant and you say, go and get this child. And so the maidservant says, hang on a minute, this is not right. You're the daughter of Pharaoh here. You can't be doing this. There's an edict around here that children have to be put in the Nile. Jewish boys have to be murdered, thrown in the Nile. There's a genocide has been decreed against these children. And you're the daughter of Pharaoh. You can't go just to saving a child. And along she comes and she sees this Jewish child and she says, no, vatachmol alav. She has compassion on the child. But she says, hang on a minute, vatomer, and she says, miyaldei ha'evrimzeh. The cognitive part of her brain comes along and says, this is a Jewish child. There's a conflict here. The daughter of the Pharaoh, the princess, she has compassion on a child. And she makes a decision and she says, go and get the child. Now, what are you going to do if you're the maidservant? You're going to say, no, you can't do this. You can't defy your father like this. You're the princess. But the Pharaoh's daughter says, no, go and fetch the child. You say, hey, hang on a minute, your Royal Highness, let's be reasonable here. Let's get the child, let's take it back to its mother or something, but you can't take this child. This is a big risk. But she says, no, I am responsible. I must take care of this child. So the maidservant might say, okay, well, bring him into the palace, but don't tell him he's a Jew. Don't raise him as a Jew. Pretend that he's an Egyptian. And she says, no, that's not right. He must know who he is. He has to know his heritage. And we know, in fact, that he does know who he is, because when he grows up, we're told that he goes out to check on his brothers. How did he know those were his brothers, the Jewish people? Because the daughter of Pharaoh must have told him who he was. So what's she trying to do here with this child? Is there are certain things that you can do in life, and there are certain things that appear to be out of your reach. Out of your reach. Ask yourself this question. When the daughter of Pharaoh saw Moshe 30 yards away, was that child in her reach or out of her reach? From a physical standpoint, the child is in her reach. You just go and tell your maidservant, go over there and get the child. But in every way except the physical, that child was completely beyond her reach. What she wanted to achieve with that child, to take that Jewish child and bring up that child as a Jew in the palace of the king, when there was an edict to kill all the male children of the Jews, is completely beyond her reach. You can't do that in Pharaoh's Egypt. You can't do that if you are the daughter of Pharaoh. But she does it anyway. She reaches for that which is beyond her reach. And you know what? As it were, a miracle occurs and her arm reaches. Her arm extends beyond that which she could possibly imagine that she could achieve. Read the text carefully. It's like a melody and a harmony. Those of you who play the piano, I don't, but somebody told me that you tend to play the melody with your right hand and the harmony with your left hand. If you just listen to the melody in the right hand, you know what it is, you know the song. But if you just listen to the harmony on its own, you haven't a clue what you're talking about, what this music is. All of us has these things that are in our reach and out of our reach. And what the Rabbanim are telling us, what the Midrash is telling us, is sometimes you see something that's out of your reach, but you reach for it anyway. And if you reach for it anyway, then your arm can stretch and Hashem can help you achieve that dream. Your arm, your reach, in fact, is larger than you could possibly imagine. And that is what this cardboard cutout arm is telling us. Never be frightened to say that something is within my reach. You want it badly enough, you try and do it, then you can reach it. Even if it appears beyond your reach, HaKadosh Baruch Hu can help you to achieve that dream. Never think that anything is in fact outside of your reach. Shabbat Shalom.